Hello everybody, happy Friday. As I was going live, I kind of had a moment of panic that I'm not in the right place. So let's make sure before I start just chatting away, hopefully I'm in the right place. I think I am. Let's just make sure. Yep, there we go. Nope, video's not showing up. Let's see, I don't see anybody jumping on. If you're watching the replay, you always probably like, what? Hurry up, get on with it, lady. All right, I can see me, but I don't see you guys. Oh, Katie, hello. Very nice. Okay, so I guess we are in the right place. You guys, Tractor & Co. Now, would you call it Tractor & Co. or Tractor & Company? Because we know Co stands for company, but it sounds kind of dumb to say Tractor & Co. Anyways, Tractor & Company, it is so cute. This is reminiscent to me of our little wagon set that we had. What else? We have the little truck. Very, very cute. We've got all the little accessories to go in it and a whole lot of dies. Now I'm going to be upfront with you. If you don't like Tedious, you may not like this. But Tedious is super cute. I like Tedious. Now, probably don't want to do a swap card with Tedious. Our first project probably has 20 pieces. It's a lot, but it's so cute. Whenever I see a card online that catches my eye, it's something that has a lot of pieces. I don't know. It's what I like. I'm going to show you today how you can simplify it. We're going to do one simpler card, but this is a really cute set. Really, really cute, and I think you guys are going to like it. Okay, I'm going to flip you guys around. I have several things to show you, and I need to talk to you guys about checking your Stampin' Up! Account. And I'm going to do that at the end, so I'm going to give everybody a chance to get on because I want to show you something that I discovered this week while I was trying to order catalogs. Oh, I got to show you guys this too. You guys, I've been doing the Stampin' Up! Online virtual album retreat, and let me just tell you, I am obsessed. And you know, I don't like that saying, obsessed. I'm obsessed. Everybody says that way too much, but I am obsessed. I haven't done anything like this in a really long time. I started out as a scrapbooker, as many of you probably did. I used to go to crops. Remember when crops were a thing? And I loved them. It kind of became like, how many scrapbook pages can you do in one sitting? Well, that whole like thing started flowing through me again this week. This is the virtual, let's see, what is it called? Virtual scrapbooking retreat. Stampin' Up! Is put on the kit. I talked about the kit for weeks. It was pricey, but it had supplies to make 12 double layouts. And then it's 8 hours of live videos. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Today's the last day. It's a lot. And so now I understand exactly the price, why the price was like that. Are any of you guys doing this thing? Let me tell you. So I was like, yeah, I'll just do it on my own pace when I get to it, blah, blah, blah. Well, on Wednesday, I turned it on. I was doing some work here, turned it on, and I immediately got sucked in and was like, pulled out my supplies and had to start scrapbooking. This is the cutest page. And you know, you can see all the pages ahead of time, but it does not do it justice. I think that's like all of our stuff, right? It does not do it justice. I have all my pages laid out. So far, I've gone 7 out of the 12 months done. And I have them all laid out on my island so I can see them. And my husband came in here earlier today and I was like, look at all my scrapbook pages. You guys, if they do this again, you've got to consider it. And if you're regretting not doing it, the kit is still available and you'll have access to the videos as well. The videos are the fun part. Like I don't watch Facebook Lives anymore at all. And I forgot just how fun they are. So anyways, I just have to show you one of my pages because I'm really super proud of them. I've learned a lot of things. You know, you can teach an old dog new tricks. And I don't know, it's just been super fun. Okay, I'm not seeing any comics except for just Katie. Is there anybody, you guys, if you're there, tell me you're there, because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like maybe something's going on. Let me see. Let me close it and reopen it. Oh, there's a, okay, weird. Okay, now I'm seeing all you guys. Weird. I wasn't seeing anything except for that first comment. Yeah, Sheila, you know, my youngest daughter complains that her sisters have more scrapbooks. I have 2 giant shelves up in our like loft area that's all scrapbooks, and she says her sisters have more scrapbooks, and it's true. The youngest child doesn't have as many, so I said I was going to use this for her. And then I started thinking maybe I'll do it like her senior year. She's going to be a junior this year, so maybe I'll save it and make it like her senior year scrapbook. It's really good. It's custom. I mean, you can customize it. You don't have to make it exactly how they do it. I follow it to the T because that is how I am. But it's really, really good. If you guys are interested, go over to the website, search, I don't know, virtual album retreat. I think it'll come out. The kits are still available. Okay, we got to move on because today's projects are long. This one's Paper Pumpkin. I knew it was going to be super popular, and I got them yesterday, and I have almost sold all of them. If you didn't get your Paper Pumpkin, I have just a couple left. You can email me about it, and I have extras. They're so cute, guys. Oh my gosh, strawberries. So cute. And the matching dies have the strawberries too. The envelopes are scalloped and gingham and so cute. And I wish I had upped my subscription this month, but I forgot. So I don't have a whole lot of them. But if you somehow didn't get your Paper Pumpkin this month, if your credit card didn't go through or you forgot or whatever, email me. Okay, reminder. No, let's do this first. Club Create if you're in Club Create, your kits shipped this morning. If you are in Club Create already, you don't have to worry about this because you're already enrolled. But if you're not in Club Create, Club Create is my subscription kit that I design, pack, and ship every month. August's is the Boho Vibes bundle, paper, all of the embellishments. You're going to actually get 2 embellishments plus a ribbon plus a pack of paper in August. It's a big, bulky kit. 5 cards, video, and a PDF. It's $45. Subscription period is open. It closes on August 7th. They will ship around August 21st. July's been calm, but August again, I'm moving 2 kids to college. Ted and I may be going to Michigan. I don't know. So August is going to be crazy, but my goal is to have it shipped by the 21st. If you are interested in getting this Club Create kit and you're not subscribed yet, there's a link here. I pasted a link when I went live. Go over to my Club Create kit page. There's a subscription button there. It is a subscription, which means it will charge you every month on the same day. If you just want to join for 1 month, no problem. You can do that and then immediately cancel your subscription, or you can hang around for a couple of months. You can cancel anytime. Like I say, it's not going to hurt my feelings if you cancel. I know. I mean, I get it. I get it. But if you stay for 6 months, you get a product credit of $25. You can pick out a stamp set or some embellishments or, half a bundle and you pay the difference. And that ships with your 6-month kit. $45, that includes the shipping. I'm trying to think of all the things. That includes the shipping. For September's kit, if you are in Club Create and you're listening, September's kit is going to be a Christmas kit because we have to work ahead, ladies. We got to work ahead. And I want to use something Christmassy from the new holiday catalog. I won't even get to see that new holiday catalog until I believe it's July 30th, and then I can't order from it until August 5th. So September's Club Create kit, usually by the time it goes live on the 8th, subscription period goes live, I have PDF ready, I have everything ready, but I won't have that in September. In August when that period for September opens. I'm going to be a little bit late is what I'm saying. So just be patient with me and just know it'll be something Christmas from the holiday catalog. Okay. All right. So that's August. Right now, if you subscribe, this will be your first kit. All-Star Tutorial PDF. This month we're doing the Florals in Bloom. Here's my project. We're making a slider box today, different from this one, but similar. you get 12 tutorials, all featuring the florals in bloom. This is a subscription PDF program that I do with 11 other demonstrators. We each design a project using the same products, film a video, and then we combine all the links, measurements, supply list into one PDF. I give it away to anybody who spends $50 with me during July. I email those out about every other week. So if you order from me this week, I haven't emailed it to you, but I will. But if you are not going to shop with me and you don't think you're going to earn these for free because you don't shop with me, either you're a demonstrator or you have a demonstrator, you can actually buy this in my PDF store, or you can subscribe. July and January are the only months that you can subscribe. And when you subscribe, you pay $15 a month, and that 6th month is free. You actually get that one for free. You can do it monthly, or you can pay it all up front. If you're interested in that, there is a link in the on today's PDF, the bottom of today's blog post, that will take you over to the post with the links and the details and all of that. Okay? All right, there's that. Now, next week is our Christmas craft along. Every day I will be posting a video of 2 Christmas projects, Monday through Saturday. So you're going to have 12 projects. The videos are available to everyone. The PDF will be for anybody who shops with me next week, starting on Monday through the following Sunday. If you spend $50 with me, you'll get this PDF for free of all 12 projects. This is all, if you're not going to shop with me, it's also available for $25 in my PDF store. But that being said, next week will be different. I'll be posting the videos every day, but on Friday I'll be live with 2 Christmas craft along projects. It won't be a normal Facebook Friday. If you order next week, I'm not sending any kits. I already sent kits out. Kits are sold out. But if you shop with me next week, you'll get this PDF plus the All-Star PDF for free. Okay, so Monday, be on the lookout for that first video. My goal is to have it posted at 2 p.m. every day. Really, my goal is to have it earlier than that. Okay, so be on the lookout. Hopefully I can get them up earlier than 2 o'clock. But I'm just giving myself a little wiggle room just in case. Okay, I want to talk to you guys about, if you're on my email list, you got an email from me today talking about the Stampin' Up! Website, and I want to show you guys what I'm talking about. This week, I went over to the Stampin' Up! Website to order catalogs to be mailed. I automatically ship the holiday mini catalog to anybody who has shopped with me in the last year and spent more than $50. You automatically are going to get that for free from me. I don't do that with the annual catalog because that costs a lot more. You have to opt into that one. But this one, the holiday catalog, because it's a mini catalog, I'm going to send it to you for free if you've shopped with me. However, we have a new system. The Stampin' Up! Website has been transitioning over for the last couple of years, and it's a whole new system. And when I went in to click on everyone's name who had ordered, like half of them had this little question mark by it saying, these people have opted out from communication. You cannot send them a catalog. This is new. We've had this kind of thing in the past, but it was like a very small percentage. This was like half of people, including some of you who order from me all the time. So I need you guys to do something, okay? I need you to go to the Stampin' Up! Webpage, and hopefully you guys can see this. And on my iPad, I realize it looks a little bit different than the photos I sent you in the email. You want to log in, so click down here and then log in, boop, 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 like you did that. And then if you're on a desktop, your name's going to be over here on this corner. But on my iPad and probably on your iPhone, your name is down here in this drop-down menu. So click on your name, then click Demonstrator. And then if you've ordered with me, I should be here at the top, and you click View. Right here, opted in for contact, receive product news, project ideas, special offers, and other marketing emails from this demonstrator. Now, I get it. You might have toggled that off because you're like, I get 100,000 emails a day, Erica. I don't need a bunch. Guys, I only send out an email about twice a month. I don't send out emails very often. And even that email is a whole different thing that you clicked on and registered for. I don't send emails through this. So if you want to receive a catalog from me, you've got to click that so it says opted in, okay? Otherwise, I'm not going to send you a holiday catalog. So you might order from me every week, and you might be getting Facebook Friday projects from me, and I didn't realize that you had opted out until I started really digging into this. The system's not going to allow me to send you a catalog if you have not opted in right there, okay? So please, even if I'm not your demonstrator will thank me for telling you. Go over there and opt in. That way, the system, when I say, please send Sally Stamper a catalog, the system will check and say, oh, Sally opted in. She can get a catalog, okay? So please check this. I don't know how else to tell you guys. I don't know why it's like that, but I mean, it is literally like 50% of my people had opted out. You know, when we transferred over to this new system for the Stampin' Rewards, we had to opt into Stampin' Rewards. And I even noticed some of you opted out of that. So you might want to check that also. But that might have been something that it asked you. And I always click off of that. When I order something, I always am like, do not send me emails. I always click that. But in this case, I need you to opt in so that I can have a catalog mailed to you. Okay? Thumbs up, everybody. Got it? I know it's kind of a lot of like logistical stuff, but please, please, please do that because it's going to be a problem. I know when people start getting their catalogs and they say, I didn't get a catalog, and I'm going to say, you opted out. So make sure you check on that, okay? Okay, pinkbuckaroo.com. The link is actually, I already pasted it here in the description of the video. Go over there. There's a free PDF. I checked the link. It was working. Today's 3 projects, again, feature the Tractor & Company stamp set and dies. This PDF is under the last photo. You'll see like a square. Click that. It has a supply list and measurements for all 3 projects we're making, as well as links for those things. Now, also, I changed it since I've printed it, but the deadline for Facebook Friday Make and Takes this week is Sunday, July 20th. Okay, because on Monday, that starts the craft along stuff. So this week, I'm cutting off Facebook Friday projects on Sunday. So if you're one of my little besties that likes to order Monday night, some of you do, make yourself order Sunday night, okay? Okay. Sharon Kaufman, you are the winner of last week's giveaway prize. I have your mailing address. Unless it's changed, please let me know. Thank you for sharing the video. And she put in the comments that she shared. That's how I know she shared. Sharon, I'll be sending that to you next week. This week, I've got Perfectly Pairs, you know, last week's Facebook Friday. So if you want this bundle and you don't have it yet, I will pick somebody next week who shared the video either on YouTube or on Facebook to get that for free. If you want the Make and Takes, this is what they look like. They come like this. They're free. I send them to anybody who spends $50 with me. No host code anymore. You don't have to worry about a host code. As long as you put in a $50 order and make sure that you've selected me as your demonstrator, I will send this to you next week for free. And it's going to have the 3 kits, or the 3 projects that we're making today. I'll send you ribbon, twine, embellishments. You will need the Tractor & Company bundle. I'm not going to do all this cutting for you. You have to have these dies, okay? One thing I was going to say too, this is what I was going to say during my Club Create little spiel, is that even if you're like, I don't want to order that bundle, but I do like the paper, or I do want those projects, you can substitute other stamp sets that you have, other bundles that you have. Somebody sent me an email a couple of weeks ago where they changed the bundle for their Club Create kit, and her projects were adorable. So don't always think that it has to be exactly what I'm showing you. You can always use these projects as a starting point, and use what you have. Use your stash, okay? Okay, that's it. Let's get stamping because you guys, it's a little tedious today. I'm not gonna lie. I know, I can hear my friend Rhonda. Rhonda doesn't like tedious. And I can already hear her saying, oh, that's way too tedious for me. You guys, I left the trays on the other side of the room. Hold on, I gotta grab it. All the way back here, I didn't get them. What was I thinking? I don't mind tedious when it's this cute. Now, like I said at the beginning, I wouldn't want to make a swap card with all these bases. It's a lot. But I would love to send this card to somebody because they're going to be like, oh my God, it's so cute, right? Okay, so this is what we're going to do. Now I want you to look. You have a lot of choices here. You can stamp or die cut or a combination of both. You can stamp the tractor. You can stamp all the little things, or you can paper piece the tractor. The corn, probably you're going to want to stamp it because you cut that out, that's not going to look like corn stalks. But most of this, you can just cut from cardstock. I like the thank you for pulling me through. The card I posted yesterday, we used that sentiment. The hay we're going to use today, which is funny because my husband always makes that dad joke whenever we're driving by a field of hay. He says, hey, and scares all of us, you know. Anyway, lots of things to go with it. Lots of little cute things. So this is the first card. Well, I guess the pink one was the first card, but this is the second card I made, and I just kept like adding more and more and more and more. So this is going to be our card that's pretty over the top. Let's do our stamping and die cutting. And lucky for you, I've done all of it ahead of time, but I do still want to show you some things, okay? First, we're going to just paper piece this tractor. Now, okay, what are these called right here? Is this on a tractor? That's surely not called a fender. Is it a wheel well? Because I'm going to refer to it several times. This thing right here, the wheel well, right? Yes? Those of you that live on a farm and have a tractor, tell me. You're going to need to cut out this guy right here. Okay, that's the front part of the tractor. This is the little trailer. You're going to need to cut out a big wheel and 4 of the small wheels. You're going to need to cut out this little engine component right here. And this, I highly recommend you put adhesive sheet on the back of yours. And then this thing, and I didn't know what this was when I first started playing with it, and you'll see I used it as a connector. I thought that's what it was. And then I saw somebody's card online and realized it's the chair. Okay, so you got to cut the chair. You're going to need some hubcaps, right? Hubcaps. Why? I'm not getting update on comments today. Yeah, it's missing. You could definitely send that card to Fender, Gail, Fender, maybe Willwell. Willwell feels more appropriate for a tractor, but Christy's saying Fender. I don't know. I'll call it Willwell. You guys can just call it whatever you want. Okay, so that you need the large one for that, and then this one cuts out the 3 at once, so that's silver foil. If you want to do the little connector like I did, you can take the seat and cut out the silver foil. You're going to need a large wheel well fender and 3 small wheel well fenders. Okay. I think that is all the things that you need to cut. Now, let's put them all back so that we don't lose them because we are going to need them. I already cut it all out. You guys, when you see in just a minute when I pull that over, you're going to be like, dang, Erica, you're very organized this week. You're just going to be super proud of me. All right, let's put all of this back. But we are going to let's do our stamping. This right here is a hay bale. And to me, it looks like a taco. I mean, it is a taco. It looks like a taco if you turn it that way. I don't know. You guys be the judge. All right, there's our hay right there. And then we're going to need pumpkin pie for our chicken. And our chicken, I will tell you, I did struggle a little bit because I felt like it needed to be multicolored. But it was just too difficult to make that multicolored. So I did it in pumpkin pie. And after I put on the card, I was like, it's totally fine. We don't need to worry about that. All right, now the corn stalks. Okay, now listen, Iowa people. Don't give me any grief, okay, about the corn. All right? Just go with my thought process, okay? Here's the corn, and we're going to need, for this card, you're going to need 2. Now, if you want to do the inside of your card like this, you're going to stamp it again on the inside, but not right now. Now, see these little guys? Super cute. However, on this card, I would have needed to cut them all out, and that would have been 10 more pieces on top of what I'm already telling you you need to cut. So I was like, you know what? Our corn hasn't grown corn yet. It's just the stalk. So we're just going to leave that like that. If you I just was worried that you guys would be mad that I made a card with like 30 pieces. So we're just going to keep it. We're just going to keep it to 20 pieces. Okay. But if you want to add the corn, go for it. And we are going to use that corn, in a little while. So don't worry. Okay. So do all that. Got that. I've already cut all that out. Look, okay. You ready to see how organized I am? Here are all my pieces. Now this, you also need to cut this right here. This is the banner, the smallest banner from the Nested Essential Dies, okay? And I'm just typing in the, hey, they put in quotes, I guess, because it's H-A-Y, not H-E-Y, because you would say, like, you know what I mean. But I don't know. I don't like the quotes. I wish it wasn't in quotes. Anyways, okay, we got all that. Now, we're going to put that together, but first, we've got to make our dirt. And last week, I told you the two-tone cardstock was on sale, and I lied to you and told you it was on sale all month. And thankfully, one of you were like, hello, Erica, it's not all month. It is only for 2 days. So hopefully you guys ordered your two-tone cardstock. We're going to use what am I trying to say? The fancy border die. Okay, and I cut that out. And then I have taken, now look, this is the same cardstock, but when you turn it over, you've got one is the true color and one is the light color. That's going to give us some variation. And I want to expose that white core. So I'm going to tear just the edge. I'm going to try to stay as close to the top as I can. I don't want to tear too much off. And what I have found is that if you tear towards you, you're going to expose that white like that. Because if you tear it and then you look on that side, you're like, wait a minute, that didn't work. Tear towards you and you'll get that white core, okay? And then this one will be darker. Now, if you guys haven't played with our two-tone cardstock yet, I'm going to show you another little trick. Let me bring over the cut and emboss machine. We're going to emboss this with the Forever Plaid embossing folder. And then we're going to sand it, and it exposes that white core. I heard Sarah Douglas, our CEO, last night on the virtual album kit say that these are printed. I guess the color is printed onto the white paper, and I guess that's how the white core is there. Okay, so we're going to open that up. And you'll already start to see, let me move this. You'll already start to see it maybe crack a little bit and see the white. But if you take a sander, or this is just a nail buffer, and rub on top or sand on top, you're going to expose the white core, which I think is a really fun technique that I forgot about until I saw it at, I guess it was at Onstage. This is something we used to do a long time ago and I forgot about it. So look at that. So I just have an old grungy nail buffer in my studio. Okay, we're ready to assemble. Let me back out and open it again so I can see comments. Come on, Facebook, get your act together. Catherine says it's still a fender. The wheel well is the area under the body around the wheel and the tire. Okay, Catherine, I'll take your very smart answer. I feel like you know what you're talking about. The connector is the hitch. Yes, the connector. Thank you, Lynn. Every time I have to name parts, you guys are like, oh God, here we go. Gail, fender is a curved piece of metal. Okay, so fender. Okay, so it sounds like you guys know. Wow, you really are telling me the wheel. Yeah, God, how do you ladies know this? How do you know so much? I know they make my heart happy too, Lorraine. Okay, Balmy Blue, and we're gonna start kind of here in the middle. And I'm not gonna put it all the way to the top. And also, I wanna leave, like, I'm not gonna put adhesive at the top edge because we're gonna tuck our half-grown corn behind there. Okay, so let me come down a little bit like that. All right, and then we'll get our next piece, which is the light. And also I'm gonna put the adhesive on the bottom because we're gonna tuck, well, I guess it's the next layer. We're gonna tuck the wheels in, okay? And there we go. Our two-tone cardstock is not true Stampin' Up! Cardstock. It's thinner. It feels more like a thick designer series paper. But I have come to really like it. At first I was like, well, this isn't the same. Well, it's not meant to be the same. So, okay, I will accept it. All right, let's see. Let me get my little bowl of dimensional backings. After my 7 scrapbook double layout, this thing was overflowing. I was like, yes, I'm really getting some things done here. All right, I'm gonna put this up here a little bit like that. And then we'll get this. I am using dimensionals. And I think we'll just put one on this one because it looks a bit too skinny. Oh no, that needs to be down like that. Now, you guys, any color you want to do, you can do. Any color. I went with red because I just love red. And yesterday I went with pink because I just love pink. But if you want to do John Deere green, go for it. I have seen some done in John Deere green and I love it. See how I'm taking these? I already glued that down, that one, because it was left over from another project. And I was like, I'm not wasting that. So we're using that. We're going to do blueberry bushel today. We're going to do strawberry slush. Your tractor is your tractor, ladies. You make it whatever you want. Okay, so now we've got that. Now we're going to take these little, you guys, I have got a very special, the most valuable thing that I have learned on my virtual album retreat. And I knew this, I've just never put it into practice. This glue that I complain about constantly, but also love, is repositional glue, which means you can, let's go ahead and glue this on too. You can let it sit and dry a bit and then stick it down and it doesn't smear out. I have started doing that with the scrapbooking, like with the titles. I put the glue on and I let it sit aside for a little while. And then I come back and stick it on and oh my gosh, it's so much easier. It doesn't squirt all out and spread out and slip around. It sticks so nicely. The only thing is that you gotta, like, set it aside. You gotta give yourself like 5 minutes. So usually when I'm ready to glue, I don't wanna sit and wait 5 minutes. But if you know you're gonna glue some things, put the glue on and then let it sit there for a minute. Well, 5 minutes, I would say. And don't put it real thick. You gotta like spread it around. Anyway, that was like my favorite thing I've learned. I think the reason I am loving the Stampin' Up! Virtual Scrapbook Retreat, 2 things, is because I haven't scrapbooked in forever and it's very satisfying. But also, I am usually the teacher. And it's so nice to be at something where I'm not the teacher. Somebody else has designed the projects. Somebody else has planned and is teaching. And I don't know. I think that's part of it. I need to do more of that, I think. Let myself be creative just for fun. And not, once a teacher, always a teacher. Every time I make something, I feel like I have to turn this into something. A project, a class, a Facebook Friday, a lesson. But I think I need to just, take some time to just be creative for fun. I think I need to do more of that. All right, so see how I just glued that on? It had that adhesive sheet on the back. All right, the hay. I know I'm so organized, Joan, right? Thank you for commenting. It was so many pieces. I was like, I'm gonna lose these. I better like spread them out all nice and neat. All right, put our little chicken there. I did think about putting the chicken on the seat, but I put him back here. Now, I didn't leave room for the trailer hitch, so we're just going to go with that. We're going to leave it off. Okay, so now I'm going to take my corn. It's not yet done. It hasn't grown the yellow part, although you can't really see the yellow part when corn is done, right? It's because it's still in its husk, right? Is that what it's called? Husk? That sounds wrong. All right, so I'm going to glue that in the back, like it's a field in the back. I've got a toothpick that I actually trimmed down just a bit because it was too long. And I'm going to get a glue dot for the bottom and for the top. And I'm going to tuck this in like that. I'm going to get our hey. And put that right there. All right. And then last but not least, see, you know, when you have all the pieces cut ahead of time, it doesn't look like it's that much work. It's a lot of pieces. I should have counted the pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. It's a lot of pieces. That is a lot of pieces. But look at the end result. It's just very cute, I think. And hey could mean anything, right? I mean, whatever. It could be like miss you or happy birthday or thank you or you're invited or whatever. All right. Now I'm not going to do the inside because I forgot to get a piece of paper to do it. But on the inside, I did a piece of white and then a strip again of the two-tone cardstock that I tore. Then our corn stalks, and then where's the corn stamp? The corn stamp is actually all one stamp, and you just stamp it at one time, which I really like. And the die cuts them all out at once too, which makes that a whole lot easier. All right, there we go. What do you guys think? Cute, yes. Fun. Too tedious for some of you, maybe? I don't know. I just think it's so cute and worth it. Okay. Let me see. I got to go back out and open again to see comments. Oh, thanks, Vicki. Yeah, you guys, Creative Juices, right? Okay, Gail, I missed that. They said they're going to do another one next year, so they're only going to do one a year. I'm like, I want one like every quarter. Hi, Ange, my friend. Hey, I'm kind of a big deal. That's a good one. I'm kind of a big deal, yeah. Hey, I'm kind of a big deal. Speaking of my husband who says that all the time, that, hey, like scares us all to death. He reached the epitome of his dreams last night. He went hunting and got an elk. You guys, you know, I don't know. You may not know. Ange knows. My husband is obsessed with hunting, especially elk. He does his elk calls upstairs in his office all day. The girls hate it. He talks about elk. He watches elk videos. He's obsessed. And so last night he went out. He took the day off from work and went and got himself an elk. He's so excited. So maybe I'll give him that card and put in, you're kind of a big deal. He came in to tell me about his elk, and then I was like, well, let me tell you about my scrapbook pages. I don't know. He wasn't as excited about my scrapbook pages for some reason. I don't know. Okay, next up, we've got a slider card, you guys, and we're going to do a strawberry slush tractor, little slider card. Have you guys seen the Hostess Cupcake Minis? Cupcake mini. You know, if it's mini, then it's not so bad for you, right? Because it's just a mini. Lunchbox ready, it says. My mom would have never put this in my lunchbox. Anyways, I can't remember where I got them. It was probably Walmart or Target. I linked them on Amazon, but they're expensive there. So check your local grocery store, okay? All right, so that's what we're gonna do. I couldn't really come up with any farm snacks, and usually Ted can help me come up with something creative. And we didn't really come up with anything specifically farm or tractor related. So I thought, well, I mean, everybody loves a Hostess cupcake. Okay, let's make our box first. Uh-oh, my corn is flipping away. I don't want to lose any of my little corn, so hold on. What's the plural of corn? It's corn, isn't it? You wouldn't say corns. That sounds dumb. Okay, let's move this. The measurements are on the PDF. I actually double and triple checked them. so let's hope for the best. Okay, first piece that you're gonna need is, these are both pecan pie. Let me see. The only man in a house full of girls, Nancy, you know, that is the joke for 20 years. Yes. And the elk calls. I know. Addie, when I texted her last night to tell her, she said, well, I did hear him practicing his calls this morning. and funny you say that, because when I sent Addie the picture of the elk, she said, what is that, a moose? Oh my gosh. Anyways, it's super funny. Yeah, I know. It's a beautiful animal. It really is. And I won't get into how, you know, but whatever. He is processing. We're going to eat on it. It's going to feed our family. So, okay. Anyway, 7.5 by 5.5 piece of pecan pie. We're going to score all 4 sides at 1.5. This is going to be the little drawer part, if you will. Okay, I didn't cut my, that is crooked. Okay, hold on. Let me fix it. It's crooked. It's very crooked. I think my paper cutter is crooked. I don't think I could possibly get that many things crooked. Because truly it's like everything I do is crooked. All right, 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, all 4 sides. This is the little tunnel. Angela, that sounds fun. I made some Rice Krispie hay bales to put in my treat favors. That's really a cute idea. This is the little tunnel, and it measures, oh Lord, I need my glasses, 4 5/8 by 8 3/4. And we're going to score it at 2.5, 4 1/8, 6 5/8, and 8 1/4. Now, if I went through that too fast, remember, it's all right here on the free PDF for today, okay? Print it out, save it, do whatever you want with it. I don't care. It's for you. All right, let's get a bone folder, and we're going to get our clothespins and scissors. All right, burnish. Now, you guys will notice, some of you have probably already noticed that I have used ribbon on here that has now sold out. I'm heartbroken that my large check ribbon is now sold out. But good thing I ordered a bunch. So you'll have to either use what you have or find something else for the ribbon because it's no longer available. All right, on the short side, we're trimming, and then I just cut off a corner. Just kind of a skinny corner. I don't want to make this end too weak, you know, because we're pulling on it. But I also need to kind of create a little bit of space for us to cut that little finger hole, which you can leave off if you want. But that's why I cut those corners. Also, because usually my score lines are like a tad off and it might stick up a little bit. But, you know, you can cut the corner or you can not cut the corner, whatever you want to do. All right, we're going to put adhesive here. I'm using liquid glue. And I'm going to take my clothespins. And you can use tear and tape if you want, but here in my office, it will come apart. Tear and tape. It's too humid here for tear and tape. Okay. Fold. And clip. All right. Let's see. Come back out. Let's see if I could see comments. I wish I could stay up. I wish it would just keep updating. Mini corn muffins. Yes. Chocolate for sure. Yes. The only thing about homemade is that then you've got to put it in a cello bag. And you know, the schools, they don't like homemade things anymore. They get all bent out of shape about homemade, which is devastating because homemade is so much better than store-bought. All right. Fold all those, burnish all those, and then I am going to just use, no, I can use liquid glue. We've got time. Tear and tape probably would be better here, but we will take that, fold, and fold like that. Okay, there we go. That's going to sit there. You know, does that need a clothespin? Probably not, but we'll just put one there. Okay, now let's do the stamping. And I'm going to tell you guys something. I had a little bit of trouble with this stamp. And I inked it in lots of colors, And each time I had the same problem. With photopolymer, it doesn't have the cushion that the red rubber has, the cling mount stamps. And so you gotta, usually if you have a big one like this, you need to put some kind of foam mat under it. But what I found also was that the texture of my stamp was really strange. Can you guys see the bubbles in that? And that's an ink problem. That's not even, I couldn't get the ink to do what I wanted it to do. So, and I think my friend Ange is the one that actually taught me this. Take your bone folder, whoops, and just kind of pull that ink to the side so that you get a nice smooth surface. Okay, and then I do have a paper towel here. If you don't want to get your bone folder messed up, just use like a plastic spoon or something. And then try it again, and you just want to barely tap. This ink seems to be the worst with it. That's still bubbly. Okay, come on. Don't embarrass me on live TV. Let's try it again. Wow, yeah, I don't know what's going on with my strawberry slush. We're just gonna have to, let's see. You know, let's just try another one. Hold on, let's get a different pink. Should we use Melon Mambo or Flirty Flamingo? Let's try them. Now that I've used all of my paper, let's see, I've got some right here. How about a Melon Mambo? What do you guys think? A Melon Mambo tracker. Why not? Let's see. Yeah, I can already tell. Something about my strawberries, well, I don't know. Something about my strawberry slush. Gosh, okay, let's not waste our white cardstock. Let's play around with this. See, that is a little juicy. I feel like that one is too juicy. So let's do the little scrape aside. Let's try it again. You don't want to push too hard. Oh yeah, this is going to be better. You don't want to push too hard because there's these little lines, and if you like really push it down in, the ink's going to get in those lines. Okay, that is way better. Something's going on with my strawberry slush ink pad. I don't know. I don't know. That's weird. Okay. Back to what we were doing. You gotta stamp that. And then we're gonna do our corn. This time we're gonna do both parts of the corn. We'll do garden green and daffodil delight. Hi, Nancy. Let's see. Look at the little corn. They're so cute. They're like, they have little stripes on them. I don't know. They look like gingham. I know it's the kernels, but it looks like gingham to me. Oh, we also need to stamp the tires, the wheels. So you can cut those out of cardstock if you would like. Hi, Nathan. Yeah, that may be a regular thing in the next. You know, we wanted to see a moose so bad when we were in Yellowstone in the fall. And I mean, we looked and we looked and we looked on the very last day, right at sunset, we saw one. They are majestic. But they're also terrifying. They are terrifying. Okay, you've stamped all that. And guess what? I have it all. Look, I'm super organized. I'm not as organized as I was last time. Here we have all of our pieces like this. Also cut out the little banner from Basic White. That's also in the set. Okay, there's all of our pieces. Now I've got a piece of this Woven Textures. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Woven Textures Designer Series paper. Any of those will work. Piece of Early Espresso. And then let's get some grid paper. And we're going to keep it simple. We're not going to get real crazy. We just want to add a little bit of color so that it's not just white. So crumb cake. And I'm just going to add a little bit of dirt. Just a little bit of dirt. Yes, sanding the stamp too. That's like seasoning the stamp. I did do that. Versamark, Nancy, that is a good suggestion, and I forgot about that. If you have trouble like that, stamp your stamp in Versamark first, and then in the color, and that does help. I have tried that before. All right, a little bit of Blue Sky Oa probably went a little bit heavy here, but okay, whatever. Maybe it's raining. I don't know. Ooh, that is really heavy. All right, we're gonna cover up most of it. We're just gonna leave it. Looks kind of like the beach, doesn't it? All right, again, we're gonna start with our pink tractor. This one is Strawberry Slush, and you can see my Strawberry Slush pad seems foamy, seems like soapy almost. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Sometimes, I don't know why that happens. And that one is like that. And I don't know why. Maybe I just need to get a new one. They do, you know, there's a bunch of chemistry involved in these ink pads, and they do sometimes change. And that was the problem with Cloud Cover. It had a chemistry problem. I won't even pretend to understand it, but you say chemistry problem to me, and okay. Okay, I believe you. You've never sanded a stamp, just scrub. Yes, Brandy, most of the time, 99% of the time for me, if I clean it on the scrub, on the chamois, that usually is enough. That's all I need to do usually. Did we have a seat? We didn't do a seat on here. One of them has a seat and one of them does not. Well, we're gonna leave it off. All right, now the corn, will it fit? It will, the whole thing. The first one I did, I put the tractor too far over to the left. And so I had to cut my corn down a little bit. But I think we can get that in there. And then we'll take our glue and we will a couple little drops, little tiny drops. Do I have my take your pick tool? Yes. All right, and then we're just gonna set these down in here. These also look like light bulbs, like Christmas lights. So if you're gonna get creative, you could just cut them out of like colored cardstock and put them on a string, add some Wink of Stella, and they would be Christmas lights, the little corn. They're cute, and they're not that much work. One thing I do want to tell you about the corn stamp. When I put it on the block first time I stamped it, the die did not match up. And it's because when I put it on the block, what's the word I'm looking for? I misshaped it. And so the best thing to do with that is to take it and lay it down on the desk, let it be its natural shape, and then take your block and pick it up like that. So if you find that your die isn't matching up with your corn stamp, take it off your block, set it down, let it arrange itself, and then it should be fine. Okay, let's go back. I've got all these pinks over here. Strawberry Slush. It's your birthday. And then we're gonna take some dimensionals. You guys, can I tell you what my summer guilty pleasure is? I may have told you this before. I have it sitting right here. It is a frosted lemonade from Chick-fil-A. If you have Chick-fil-A in your area, you know what, let me just have a little drink so I can remind myself. It is so good. My daughter called it a milkshake, and I said, how dare you? This is a diet frosted lemonade. Basically what they do is they take, ooh, my fingers are wet. They take the lemonade and they blend it with some ice cream. And it is so good. And right now they actually have a peach one also. And I am obsessed with it. I think about it every day. And the fact that you can choose the diet lemonade, well, then tells me it's diet. Now, granted, the ice cream they're putting in there is not diet, but we will not discuss that. It says diet frosted lemonade, and it is, right now, if I was on Oprah's favorite things, it would be my favorite thing. Have you guys had this before? Judy, I kept thinking that too, and I almost put that in my Instagram description post yesterday. But then I was like, that is just too cheesy, Erica, don't do it. All right, now this may not work because I think I went too thick with my pages, but let's just see. Let me get another circle punch. That's a really old one. Let's see, do we have a new? We have a new one somewhere. What's the new one? Is it 1.5? No, that's not new. I don't know, you guys. Some of my punches are so old. What size, guys? What size? Isn't it 1 7/8? The new one? Yeah. That should be my strongest punch. But I don't think that's gonna fit. No, it's not gonna fit. Okay, whatever. This is why you cut down your corners, okay? So that your old 15-year-old punch will punch through the, let's see, can I, oh gosh, I'm gonna really like make it super ugly. You're basically making a little, a little notch. Okay? Okay. We're just gonna leave that right there. All right, so you put that in there, and then you take this and you slide it in like that. And then this guy's gonna go on top. Like this. And then, that one's loose, this one's tight. I don't know, I must be off with my with my scoring. And then, last but not least, where's our retired ribbon? Let's take a moment of silence for our large check ribbon. There better be some gingham check ribbon in a holiday catalog. That's all I got to say. Because now I have got remember for a little while we had black and white check and black and vanilla check. I was in heaven, and now we have none. I looked last night when I was typing up my supply list, and it was gone, sold out. Why do they do this to me? All right, little glue dot, and boom, done. So cute, so cute. All right, let's catch up with comments. Let me go out and come back in. Yeah, go and get the frosted lemonade, guys. And get the diet, because then you're being healthy. Oh, Patty, you don't like lemonade? Well, they have a peach milkshake also. I don't know how that's different. Maybe they put milk in it instead of lemonade. The lemonade tanginess is what I'm obsessed with. The tangy. And the peach is good too. The peach frosted lemonade is delish. Delish. You know, I've started following these snack people on Instagram that tell you about all these snack things that are coming to different, like fast food places. And now I'm like, well, I got to go try that. And I got to go try that. And then Addie is working at this place called Candy Cloud. I think I told you guys about that. And she wants to bring me home a drink all the time. She wants to go there all the time. I'm like, I'm going to have a problem if I keep drinking all these sugary drinks. Okay, hold on. Let me grab the last tray. It's very delicious. Frosted lemonade. If you like lemonade, it's very delicious. Okay. Last card. I was like, we've got to make it simple somehow. Because this is very complicated, both of these projects. Not very complicated, but it's a lot of pieces. And then I saw my friend Melody Hyde posted a card on Instagram that literally made me gasp. It was so pretty. And Melody Hyde is actually our lead concept artist at Stampin' Up! And she is, hands down, my favorite stamper of all time. But I couldn't just copy it outright. So I was like, let's change it. And then it's a case, not a copy. So anyway, that's what we're going to do, okay? This time, we're going to use, and I called it Pacific Point yesterday on the video. It's Balmy Blue. The sentiment, I was looking through my sentiment, seeing what would go with the tractor, and I thought You're Going Places from Tags to Go was a fun one. Okay, so let me show you what you're going to need for this one. Also on the inside, I did 2 different versions of that. I didn't really like that. So I did that on my YouTube recording. I like that better. Okay, so you're gonna need to cut out 1 large and 1 small And then from silver foil, you need 1 large and 1 small. You need that seat. Don't forget the seat. A banner, and this is my original, and I used a banner from something else. I think I used a banner and the hearts from the, what's the bundle with like the wedding car? I think it was from that. But then I was like, why am I using a pennant from another bundle? We're going to use this one. You need a tree. You need, we got a stamp. Let's see if this ink pad is going to work any better. I think this pad needs to be re-inked, which means it's going to do better, I'm sure. Let's try it. Oh, I'm out of the blueberry bushel, not Pacific Point, and perfection. I don't know what's wrong with my strawberry slush. All right, so you got to stamp that. You need to do the banner. Okay, so I didn't do the engine. I didn't do this right here, this one. If you want to do this one, it goes over like this, like it's like the cab. But it's very skinny. And even with an adhesive sheet, I felt like I did use it on something. I thought it was kind of hard to use because it's so skinny. So I'm leaving that off. Okay, we've got all of that. I've done it all ahead of time. Don't you worry. I've got us taken care of. 2 hearts. And I am sure that you guys have, actually need 3 hearts. Some dies with little hearts. I don't even know what these hearts, I just grab hearts. I just dig through my dies and grab a heart. I don't even know. I've got a bunch of these trees. I don't know why. We've got the thing cut out, although this one's stamped way better than that one. Here's our seat. Here's our hubcap, and banner. All right, let's do a little glue, advanced glue application on here. Hopefully you guys can see me. Okay, a little bit. I'm just gonna spread that glue out. Okay, let's do the banner too. If you let it dry, it then becomes repositionable adhesive, but I found that it stuck pretty darn well after I let it dry, so not too worried about that. This one needs glue. All of these need glue. Let's just load them all up ahead of time, okay? Glue, glue, glue. Okay. All right, get that out of here. We're gonna make a little sunset. Now, if you go, Melody Hyde's Instagram is called Hammond and Penny. She also runs the Stampin' Through the Catalog. Well, she's one of the ladies that runs Stampin' Through the Catalog Instagram page, and I think that's where she actually posted it. You'll go see. It's beautiful. Okay, now we're gonna take some Daffodil Delight, and I'm not gonna kill myself to make like a perfect sunset. I'm just gonna add a little bit of color, kind of like we did last time. Little Daffodil Delight on the bottom, and then I'm going to. Oh my gosh, look, I left this open and I set that right on top. That is not good. That's why you close your ink pads, Erica. Okay, a little pumpkin pie. And we just have a little bit of a sunset. Now you could really go to town and make this like an intense sunset if you wanted. But we're trying to keep things simple for our 3rd card. Simple. I mean, how many pieces do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Hey, compared to our 1st card, 11 pieces is simple. I qualify that as simple. Okay, your going places. There we go, Memento Black. All right, let's again start with, why do I keep losing my dimensional? Start with a tractor and the wheels, tires. Okay, and we're gonna put that just right in the middle, just barely fits across there. And dimensionals. There we go. There we go. I don't know if you guys can see. It's kind of dried so that it's kind of clearish and it's not going to squish out. Try it. I implore you all to try the gluing ahead of time, adding the glue ahead of time. Okay, did I not add glue to this? Hello. Okay, we'll give it a second. Banner, cute banner. Hearts. Now, if you look at my picture on my blog today, I just had the hearts, and when I was uploading the blog yesterday, I was like, you know, that kind of looks kind of plain. So then I went and got some dots. These are the dots we're using in the little retreat thing. And I was like, let's add a couple of dots too in there like that. And I think that's cute. All right. We've got the seat and there. Leaving it. Oh, did I emboss? Oh yeah, I did ahead of time. Okay. Weirdly enough, when I went to make this for YouTube, look how thin my card base is. My measurements were off. But anyway, I thought that was weird. I don't know how I did that. So this regular card base, 4 by 5 1/4 piece of balmy, no, I almost said it again, Pacific Point. Blueberry bushel. Actually, it's 3 3/4 by 5. It's not 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, and then we're gonna get this one. Okay. Comments are stale. Let's open it back up. Balmy blue. It is blueberry bushel. Have I said balmy blue? It's blueberry bushel. Classic wedding, that is it, Mariel, Judy. Yes, thank you, classic wedding. That's where those hearts and original banner came from. Okay, now, I'm gonna carry over that design on the inside, and I'm not even gonna re-ink my brushes. I'm just gonna add a little bit of color. I'm gonna do the yellow, the Daffodil Delight. And then I'll just do a little bit. I mean, we don't wanna make it overly complicated. We don't wanna get all like our arms sore because we're inking for 10 minutes. So just add a little bit of color, blend that all together. Get a dimensional for your little tree, a little Christmas tree. And last but not least, that last little heart right there. And that's gonna go on the inside of our blueberry bushel card base. A little simpler, yes. Maybe not qualified as simple, but simpler, I would say. Okay, now, you guys have seen the 3 projects. These are the projects that you'll get for free with an order between now and Sunday night. This week the cutoff is Sunday, okay? Now I have bonus projects. I just want to show you that that's what's in your kit. Now, yesterday I showed you you guys this card, and let me be honest with you. I couldn't get this card to do what I thought it needed to do. It just wasn't. I made several changes to this card, different paper. I don't know. I couldn't get it to be as cute as I wanted it to, but you guys loved it apparently yesterday, and I appreciate that. It made me feel better. So anyway, a little pink. And then I did it, open the card. Oh, well, I have it glue dotted for photos because it wouldn't lay down flat. Oh, don't ruin the inside. Come on now. When you photograph cards, sometimes you have to glue it closed. All right, so it opens like that. That's the On the Go Designer Series paper. Is that what we're calling it? On the Go. So that was yesterday. Then this one, I really went back and forth on these two, which one we should do for today, Facebook Friday. I really love this one, and you guys know why, because of the pumpkins. But again, it has so many pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I mean, I had a lot of pieces. So I was like, Erica, let's do something simple. So this will be next week. I'll put this on my blog on Monday. Did the little corn on the inside. And then this one is another one. I don't know, sometimes the ideas in my head come out and I love it. And then other times they come out and I'm like, that's not how I envisioned that. But anyways, I made this card again. I'm loving this design of this card where you do like a 4x4, 4 1/4 by 4 piece of, and then you put the arch. I did another card like this last week. But anyway, I did the tearing of the two-tone cardstock, stamped the pumpkins in different oranges and tucked them in there. And then on the inside, I couldn't figure out where to put the sentiment on the front, so I put it on the inside. Nothing's better than pumpkin season. From the Nothing's Better Than, is that what that stamp set's called? And then I made it a gift card holder for like a pumpkin spice latte. Okay, so that'll be Tuesday. All right, that is it for me, you guys. Don't forget to get the free PDF. Don't forget the deadline to get the free projects is Sunday at midnight, not Monday, because Monday we are doing our Christmas craft along, and I will have a video every day for you for 6 days. They will be pre-recorded except for Friday, which I will be live at 2 o'clock, same time. And you're gonna have 12 Christmas projects done by the end of next week. The 2 bundles we're using are Holly Jolly, it's an online exclusive, and then the Jar of Joy stamp set, which is also an online exclusive, with a matching jar punch, okay? So that will be next week, you guys. Have a great weekend, my friends. Thank you for joining me and sticking with me pretty late today. I appreciate it. Thanks, guys. See you next week. Bye.